Okay. Hey everyone. Really sorry about the technical difficulty, but unfortunately, Discord crashed, and so our connection to Cluster was severed. We've decided to just start over in the first place, so here we are again. At the top of the hour, I'm Felicia Rondo, and that's Cluster over there.
Hey,
And, yeah, so, as we're starting over, I'll just mention again, this is, issue 51. We reviewed issue 52, 50 as
issue
well.
50.
Not 50 TOO, but issue 50 also as well. And for those of you who caught that, or for those of you who didn't, we didn't like that one. And we don't like this one. You don't have to buy this one. It's a very little consequence. How about we just jump right in?
Yeah, so right on the cover, which you can see on your screen,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably honestly more going on here than there is in the actual comic itself.
Yeah.
Because the actual comic itself really doesn't have much going on.
It really doesn't. Like, there's a spotlight on Belle here, which is honestly pretty false advertising because there's really no spotlight on Belle throughout this comic.
Yeah.
Sonic looks very generic. Like, they just kind of. And I'm not accusing anyone of tracing, for the record. I'm just saying it looks like they just took like some Sonic X or Sonic Channel drawing of Sonic and put it here.
Yeah, it's the kind of generic pose that you could see on a Sonic doing anywhere.
Yeah.
It's just highly generic.
In the background, we have this very red version of Eggperial City that doesn't look like Eggperial City. It just looks like a bunch of Charlie Brown Christmas trees.
I mean, to be fair, Eggperial City doesn't look like anything because every time we see it, it seems to look like something different. So
Yeah. Way to give a name and some grounding to something you very much could not commit to any visual identity for. Tails and Kit are here. Tails looks a little annoyed at Sonic, but that is not reflected in the comic. Kit is a tired boy who is sleeping.
yeah.
Shh. Baby boy napping. On with the credits. The story is by Ian Flynn, again. The art is by Adam Bryce Thomas and Mauro Fonseca. And,
There are additional inks by Rick Mack, who I don't believe we've seen on this comic before.
Mm-hmm.
The colors are by Heather Breckel, who we've definitely seen on this comic before.
Mm-hmm.
The letterer is Son Lee, and the editors are Riley Farmer and David Marriott. That's always true, so...
Yep. Yeah. A lot of this comic's going to be very familiar to anyone who's been keeping up with anything in the comic, because not a lot new gets established, if anything.
Yeah. The story so far page basically goes over most of what happened in issue 50. Honestly, it's more going on there than in the actual comic.
Yeah.
And then we have a cast page, which, as usual, is filled with terrible and mismatching art.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't even know where this Metal Sonic comes from, but
It's not
it
very
just
good.
looks so out of place next to every piece of art around it.
Yeah.
Because every piece of art looks so out of place next to every piece of art around it. I don't know why. They keep picking.
Mm-hmm.
Often bad pieces. Like,
these are bad examples of these artists' work, I think.
yeah, like, this is... The tails, they keep using this off-model tails whose eyes don't look right. And it's like... I'm sure whoever was arting on that issue, they've probably drawn a better Tails than this, because this one's real bad.
Yeah.
Can you stop sewing me this one?
And I'm pretty sure Adam Bryce Thomas has drawn better bells than the one we see here in the cast page, which just seems ghoulish.
This is the worst bell drawing, I think, in the whole comic, and they keep using it.
Yeah.
Why?
Anyway, on with the comic. Eggperial City is here. We have a giant page where Sonic, Tails, and Belle and an unconscious Kit are hurtling away from not it's a few badniks, but like not as much as they're gonna want to impress upon us are going after them.
There's like a couple dozen.
The main thing I get out of this page is it really just feels empty. Like there's like the bottom half of the page is very dense and full of content. The top half is just kind of like you just couldn't think of anything else to put in for panels. You just okay.
Yeah, it's not a terribly impressive, like, full page, like, piece of action art time, so...
Yeah. Also, the naturalistic mountains of Imperial City, which were once Charlie Brown Christmas trees, are now all brown instead of multicolored.
Yeah, I mean, now they look like mountains, because, like, in issue 50, they look kind of like big, like, rough spires of crystal. Here they look like mountains, but on the cover, they still look like the Christmas trees, which is how we originally saw them back in 49. Just so everyone's keeping up with the very definitely consistent appearance of whatever the heck an Imperial City is.
Yeah. Sonic, after apparently witnessing the death of a traumatized teenager, and vaguely hearing about the death of Starline, not really. They're gonna go over it later, but like, it just things have really gone to shit today. So Sonic says, "I'm about funned out for the day." Because the most important part when you're in a battle that leads to the untimely death of someone that you thought had good in them is that you have fun along the way.
Yeah, the next page has Sonic throw Bell down an alley and then do a spin to make a number of robots go away, and then catch Bell.
Yeah. And he's speeding through another alley, and they have a little respite.
Respite.
Thank you. Bell asks if Kit fucking died too.
Yeah, so I don't even know where they're hiding, though. I just want to point out, we're next to some gears. There are strange floating crystals in the air that I don't think we've seen.
Looks like the Phantom Ruby, like in Speed Battle.
A little bit. It looks like the Phantom Ruby, and like, there's like a big green wall with a weird hole in it. It kind of makes it look digital because it's all squared off, like pixely.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
And we learn that Kid is in fact just unconscious. Bell informs Sonic that she's pretty sure Starline is behind everything, and then mentions that a bunch of stuff fell on him and he died, probably.
Yeah. I want to mention, I have no idea how Bell could know about the name Kitsunami. Cause she says she connected to the Eggnet. So she downloaded some data while when she interfaced with Metal Sonic, and Metal Sonic would have Eggman's data. And
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Starline. I'm not going to bother looking back, but Starline probably said their names at some point during issue 50.
Maybe.
So any machine that has data gathering capabilities that was nearby could have picked up on the names.
Anyway, I don't like Sonic's reaction to finding out Starline died whatsoever. I realize that it's telling us as loudly and obviously as possible that he's definitely not dead, because if this was the reaction of our title character to someone dying after he made a big deal about wanting to prevent death last issue, it would be ridiculous.
It would be pretty fucked up.
So, but instead, it is fucked up. But we're being asked to not really take it seriously because obviously Starline's not dead.
Mm-hmm.
I am disagreeing disrespectfully. Anyway, and Tails recaps issue 50 even more, and
so does Sonic. With Sonic mentioning that there's no way that anyone could come back from having a bunch of garbage fall on them.
To which
and
we
immediately see Surge getting up out of the garbage pile and then basically giving us the solicit for next issue.
Yeah, they could have just, waited for next issue.
For some reason, Surge has already decided that she needs to find a power cable and jam it into her mouth and suck hard.
It's gonna chug some Gatorade.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to Sonic and the others. He asks Belle to fill in the plot hole
Oh, and
of
I guess Surge almost really died. I just noticed the art that he was on a conveyor belt next to a smasher.
yeah. It's very unclear. I think the art just isn't very good.
I mean, the art hasn't been good last issue, and it didn't
Yeah,
improve this time.
yeah. So Sonic asks Belle to fill in the plot hole of her knowing about things, and she mostly fills it. Then, uh, then Tails asks for a map of the city, and Belle is like, "I kind of have one, and you could grab a shuttle and a hangar."
Yeah, so Tails said he could probably hotwire it, so Sonic tells Tails to go with Belle and the unconscious baby to get an aircraft while Sonic distracts all of the robots.
And Tails informs us that there are a lot of badniks out there. The comic
Easily
hasn't,
easily 10 times whatever the number is that they normally face.
if not
Or
more.
however many they face normally, it's easily 10 times that, definitely.
Don't worry about it. And then Sonic says, "Well, Sleepy Boy needs to be brought over, and you know Belle isn't a power type, so she'll need a protective escort. Her stats aren't set up to be a fighting class."
Yeah.
And she's like, sorry. And Sonic's like, it's okay. Well-rounded RPG party needs all types. And she's like, thank you, Sonic. And then she gained +1 self-esteem.
So Sonic leaves to go do his thing, and is very obviously taunting Eggman, who is very obviously understanding
He's
of
being
it.
baited, yeah.
And so he tells Metal Sonic to go and find Tails and Belle.
Yeah, track down the others and intercept as need be, and try to leave Belle intact if you can. Those were his exact words.
Yeah, because Belle might prove useful in the long run. In case from last issue you weren't picking up on him cackling maniacally.
Yeah, yeah. And then eventually, the little drone robot with Eggman's face on it from Shadow the Hedgehog appears, with Eggman's face on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and Sonic's standing in a building, so Eggman blows it up,
Yeah, and then
and then there's a bunch of action,
mm-hmm.
which, as usual, when it's an Ian Flynn comic and there's a bunch of action, it's not very clear, it's not terribly exciting, and I really wish he would either get better at scripting action or just stop doing so much of it,
Yeah.
because it's not much of a spectacle.
It really isn't.
Then elsewhere, a little clown robot from Sonic Advance 3, I think, passes
like that.
by, and Belle is frightened very much, and then confused as they don't attack her, as he rediscovers for the third time this comic, and the second time in 2 issues, that Eggman robots don't attack her.
If you can possibly imagine, Belle is a badnik, and badniks don't target her.
You know,
It's really...
It's the plot point that, again, test run was when she discovered this about herself.
Yeah.
Last issue, she was surprised to find it out and stated it in even more plain detail to the reader. And now in this issue, she's being confused by it again.
It just feels like... man. Anyway, Belle
Like,
alerts Tails. Yeah.
I can understand that, like, in between the test run storyline and issue 50, you know, wanting to make sure that readers were caught up on it, making Belle be confused was a bit too much, because it just felt like Ian didn't read that comic.
Mm-hmm.
But now Belle's being confused by it again.
Yeah, so,
And we don't need this to be reestablished. We established it 1 issue ago. Anyway, Tails smacks the robots with his tails. And they get into a sip that we see the butt end of, but Tails is very excited to see whatever it is.
yeah.
And then, I guess Metal Sonic found them just barely not in time, because we see his hand
and he sulks for a while, presumably.
Yeah, we see more action as Sonic fights more robots.
And he brings up how, wow, I haven't bashed some of these models in a while. These are references to the Sonic the Hedgehog video games, which eagle-eyed viewers will know that is not allowed to happen in comic books. They're not allowed to reference Sonic games, as we all know. But yeah, eventually, in the next page, Sonic starts talking about how Sonic lets us know that he's getting tired.
And as we stated before multiple times, there's really not that many robots.
There's really not.
There's like 5 on this page, and he beats them, and then there's like, I don't know, maybe about 15 on this page. It's pretty tame numbers.
And also, just gonna say the art does not get across that Sonic is tired at all.
No, we are informed that Sonic is becoming tired, but Sonic doesn't emote about it. There's no, like, Sonic doesn't, like, mess something up because he's tired or anything.
Yeah, and like, and there's no physical indication, which is
Also,
was not the
As of this most recent round of just 3 pages, basically almost entirely Sonic fighting, the art has changed over, and it is much more cartoony.
Yeah.
It is very visibly different from what we were getting prior.
It's pretty jarring, and personally, I think they could have easily solved this by just letting Moro do all the pages. Because I'm just gonna say, I think I much prefer Moro's art to Adam's in this issue, anyway.
He definitely, I mean, in general, just has very cleaner lines.
Yeah.
Neither is personally my preference. I would rather just the art be better in general. Yeah.
But, Sonic sees his ride floating above on a blimp, and Eggman scolds Sonic for stealing. Then, Bell wonders if Sonic knows what to do, and Tails is like, yeah, he probably does. And Sonic is like, yeah, I do. But then there's Metal, very far away from the blimp now.
Yeah.
So in our initial read through, we didn't notice that Metal found them with the blimp, which, I mean, if he was there, he could have, just hung by on the blimp, and then once Sonic gets there, just intercept him immediately.
I think it would have been a cool bit of writing if Metal had stowed away on the blimp, and then as soon as Sonic got up to it, then Metal was already there to interfere.
Yeah.
But instead what we get is this honestly confusing looking page.
Yeah.
Where Metal is on the left side, and Sonic is on the right side, and we see them both running after the blimp, and then Sonic is wall jumping between 2 buildings, while Metal is jumping? Climbing a wall with his claws.
Yeah.
And, okay, so Metal and Sonic both get on top of buildings.
Yeah.
There's this really awkward looking part in the next page where Bell is apparently supposed to be hanging out of the ship here.
Yeah.
But there's no visible door, so it just looks like there's a hole in the side. The door, which, when opened, would presumably have a physical presence, doesn't.
Yes.
And Bell is also just kind of standing in an impossible place.
Yeah.
And I don't think Mora's very good at drawing Bell, which isn't helping.
And then
Eggman just apparently decided to just follow Sonic in his TV. So
Yeah,
he's just
he's just
on the ship
on
now.
the ship now. He's gonna hang out with his pals now. It's like, oh man, we made it. Well, I hate you. And then you just having a nice fun time
Hmm.
with a good pal Eggman.
Yeah, and then Eggman says that he didn't want to rob Metal Sonic of his moment, and then the very next page, Metal Sonic is very suddenly and with no build-up, surrounded in crackling red energy and charging towards the ship.
Yeah, where he then charges through it.
Pierces through it, and it explodes a lot, and it falls, and
Probably wrecking that little drone thing that Eggman was in, because he was in there too.
yeah, I mean, we see it on the next page, where he's laughing, interrupted by static, and
Yeah,
the Eggman's little drone is broken. And also a ton of his robots, because the
Yeah.
ship lands on them.
it was just a funny ass thing to do. Eggman just wanted Metal to do it because it was funny as hell.
Yeah, and you look how much he's laughing.
It's having a great time. In these panels that are like photos that are just kind of falling in the wind.
Yeah, they definitely, for some reason, look like photographs. And Bell is shocked because a little bit of rock has fallen on Sonic's left foot a bit.
Yeah.
Which mostly kind of just looks like a fuzzy pillow, but or a piece of carpet. Like, it looks like some carpet got cut out.
Ah man. and and Sonic asks how much farther until we're clear, and Tails says we didn't make it halfway to the city limits, and Sonic's like, ah man, that's a problem, and that's the end of the issue. With you could see Kit kind of waking up a little bit.
I'm not sure why he's strapped to the ceiling, but he seems to be waking up. Yes.
Maybe his thing. Yeah, why did it get strapped to the ceiling? What's up with that?
Like, I'm trying to look if there's like anything that indicates why he's connected to the sea.
Tell you what, maybe it'll make a lot more sense when Evan's doing the comic, and just even when she's not doing the art just is a lot clearer.
Also, I was looking back to try and see. It looked like Kit was in a chair,
Yeah.
which doesn't seem to be here anymore. But also, it looks like the thing that's on Sonic's foot, it looks identical to the cushions on the chairs from earlier. So I think that is, in fact, a pillow that has fallen on his left foot.
Devastating injury.
Yeah. Now his ankle is sprained from that fuzzy headrest.
And now, that's the end of the issue. Next month, Evan takes over to class up the goddamn joint.
I really hope that Evan Stanley can just salvage this story arc.
Yeah, cause this was just padding. We are back where we started. Sonic, Tails, Bell, and a barely conscious Kit are surrounded by badniks in Imperial City, and they need to find a way out.
The only thing that has changed is that Sonic now has a sprained ankle, which will go away when it's convenient because he needs to fight Surge in like 2 issues.
Yep. So, I wasted $4 on this, and I'm pretty upset about it. It feels
I recommend that if you're listening and you haven't bought this, continue to not buy it.
Yeah.
Most of what this comic did was just to recap issue 50, which was the previous issue.
I already paid $8 for issue 50, and I just paid another $4 to have it just mansplained to me again. And I just hate it. I'm it's been 2 issues of just not good stuff, and that's disappointing because Imposter Syndrome was really good. The road to issue 50 was good.
Yeah, just as soon as it hit issue 50, it all went to shit.
And it just really has just gone completely to shit. And
I'm just going to say, I wasn't buying into this cliffhanger before when Sonic didn't have a sprained ankle from a fluffy cushion landing on it.
Yeah.
Adding in a fluffy cushion related sprained ankle doesn't make me like this cliffhanger better.
The one thing this comic could have done was get them out of Imperial City so that Evan can do some more interesting stuff. But it didn't.
Honestly, I was expecting them to, because I was just expecting them to win. Because what else were they gonna do? I never once bought in that there was an untenable number of badniks here, because there aren't.
There aren't.
The comic never sold at all that Sonic was tired in any way. There was never even like a panel of him panting or looking worried.
Yeah.
He's
Amidst
just
all the fucking
frowning
action.
slightly in the panel where he says that he's running on empty.
Yeah. You know, comics can be really cool. Comics can have like memorable lines. They can have character moments even like in the middle of it, but that make you feel like it was worth picking up the issue, even if the story isn't over. You still feel like, oh, I gained something here. This gave me something.
Yeah.
This is not one of those comics. This just doesn't feel like much of a comic. I feel like I am stretching the definition of the word comic just beyond recognition by calling this a comic, because it is sequential art. It is sequential art. It is drawn. It has writing on it. It looks like a comic, but it just. I've read so many wonderful comics over the years, wonderful Sonic comics, from Ian recently too, with the Imposter Syndrome miniseries. I was impressed. I was kind of eating my words, viewers at home.
Yeah.
But I'm just disappointed. It just. I just look at this. It just doesn't feel like the writer is taking this comic series seriously anymore. It feels like it's just kind of like whatever.
It honestly kind of feels like, like something went wrong when they were handing out the comic assignments, and they gave Ian just one issue too many. And now he can't do anything because the story has to pick up from where Evan's comic starts next.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what happened.
It'd be really ridiculous if it did, but...
Yeah, because that would make no sense. But, there's so little going on here that, it feels like there needs to be an explanation for why.
But here we are, with just issue 51, a comic that doesn't feel like it should exist. It feels like we could have just picked up where Evan left off. Where Evan's going to go. Just
yeah.
Evan could have started here. I honestly think. I really just feel like she could just be the writer on this one and then move the story forward to where she's going to take it. But
yeah. This feels like a waste of a month.
It feels like we've wasted 2 months. I
mean, 50 was sit, but it was able to be sit because it happened.
Yeah.
Nothing happened here.
It just feels like, I don't know, maybe you could have edited down issue 50 to just a regular length issue because it's not that important. Then, just maybe wrap it up in issue 51 if you can't wrap it up in issue 50. And then move on. Maybe have Evan take over for issue 51. Who knows? But instead, we have this big, blown out, just stretched way beyond credibility. Just double size issue 50, a regular size issue 51 that feels even less like it's priced at its value. And eventually, next month, I might not waste my money on an IDW Sonic comic book.
Yeah.
Honestly, with how much my faith as a reader has been just toyed with here, I'm skeptical. I'm not sure that this can be salvaged. We'll see what happens.
if if Evan wasn't writing next issue, I wouldn't be wasting my money on next issue.
Yeah.
But the fact is that there is a writer switching over happening as of next issue. Evan Stanley will be picking up the story, and I assume finishing it.
Yeah.
And just maybe when Evan takes over, he really will be able to pull out the utter miracle it would take to fix this.
Not just this story, but this comic. It feels like just feels like such a sham right now to me.
I'm just looking at this story arc right now, and like, I have a lot of faith in Evan as a writer.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's a really good writer. I respect her work a lot. But just I just can't handle how bad these past couple issues have been. You know, I don't know how much Evan will be able to salvage this, and it will be salvaging it because, good lord.
But yeah, that's the comic. That's the comic that they put out and charged money for. Don't buy it.
Don't.
I feel like it would just be bad for everyone, even if you did like. Even if you do usually like these creators who are working on this comic, I think it would be bad for everyone if it was just told to them that you could just put something like this out and it's fine.
Utter mess of a comic. Anyway, we'll be back next time, and hopefully we'll be happy.
Yep. Till next time. If you haven't already, please feel free to follow our channel on Twitch. We try to stream on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This week we didn't stream on Tuesday because it was Cluster's birthday.
Yeah, I took a day off.
Mm-hmm. And this Thursday we just decided to stream this because
we knew it would not take long.
We are 33 minutes in, and we are wrapping up now.
Yeah, like I feel like we were stretching for time, even just trying to find things to talk about because they're.
Mm-hmm.
It's all so pointless.
But yeah, if you're watching from our YouTube vlog channel, which is linked to in our profile on Twitch, hi, thanks for watching. Please feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Cluster reads the comments.
I do.
And next time we're going to be streaming Sonic Unleashed, which is a game we both enjoy very much.
Mm-hmm.
So look forward to that. Until next time, I'm Felicia Rondo, and that's Cluster over there.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye-bye.